Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. And when last we left off, we were by this street, next to the ceaseless drone of traffic. And we're now going to go to the museum. A museum where we can basically go and talk to somebody who should know something about the manuscript. Let's go. It's over here. It's one of the places we haven't yet been to. Let's go. It's a nice place. It's a very nice place. There's also very little to look at around here. Was that? We could go that way. I think we will. I don't actually, in this game, I found use the ability to click around to go to various locations. I just sort of go from place to place. So, let's have a look.
I considered smashing my fist through the pane, wrenching open the window, and vaulting triumphantly into the building. Then I thought, no, that's dumb. Besides, I might get hurt.
You might indeed get hurt. You could just use this door. Maybe there's nothing important in there whatsoever. There probably isn't. At all. Let's go. Here we are, inside the museum. Let's start having a look, shall we? At everything. There's a lot of things to look at.
The statue didn't deserve to be mauled by a Philistine like me.
Let's keep looking. There is surely nothing obvious that we should be looking at.
I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was locked.
There's also something over here we can try and use.
Attention! Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill, and the fat falls on the open flames. The amount of organic compound and smoke particles released is astounding. Since they opened, local air pollution has doubled, and it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed.
That is a very long-winded explanation for I don't like the smell from the burger bar. Let's have a look over here.
There was nothing in the urn.
Fair enough.
Touching an object as rare and beautiful as that would have been the act of a barbarian.
Anything else nearby? Was this? And the guard just lets you do that. That seems... well, he wasn't paying any attention, to be fair. But we do know that it's loose. And that opens.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
I'm starting to think that this man that's here knows absolutely nothing at all about history.
I was no desecrator of tombs.
I was about to say, art, but we don't know that yet. Maybe he doesn't know about anything here. Let's have a conversation with him.
Pardon me?
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lochmar?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lochmar does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Fair enough. Let's ask him some questions. If he's the deputy custodian, he must know a lot about everything here. Maybe he actually does know a lot about history.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Maybe he doesn't know anything about them.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar, not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Fair enough. What about the pottery?
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of pots used by the original inhabitants of Paris. The Paris pot people.
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur. Vanished in the mists of time. Didn't even have time to pack up their pots.
Tell me more about this.
I thought the original inhabitants of Paris were a tribe known as the Parisi.
That is right, monsieur. Renowned for their pots. You see, in those days, people didn't have much in the way of possessions. A few flints, some animal skins, maybe the odd bone or two. Naturally, when the Parisi came along with their pots, why, everybody wanted one.
I guess they must have caused a kind of consumer frenzy.
Ah oui, they conned the market, cleaned up.
Really?
You don't know the first thing about those pots, do you?
No, monsieur.
Yeah, I thought so. That was starting to become a bit of a tall tale. And now the obligatory have a look at this tissue.
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
Fair enough.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
I get the feeling that is never going to be something that will happen.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh no, I don't frequent places like that.
Fair enough. What about this handy tool?
What does this tool mean to you?
That belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers.
He really has no idea about anything here, does he?
Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
Fair enough.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not.
Indeed.
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
So, he's not very useful at all.
Thanks for your help.
But there is this very obvious thing in the middle here, but I haven't looked at yet. I'm sure that's not important whatsoever.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Lochmar at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
We are literally the only people here. Are you sure I need to keep my voice down? But yes, we have found a lead. Ireland, Lochmar.
The tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland and check it out.
Indeed, we are tempted to go to Ireland and check it out. Let us go! But first, let's actually go and talk to Nicole, because, after all, we need to basically inform her about what we have found. It seems like an important thing to do. Let's go! In we go! We have a conversation to have! Let us converse. That is not a secure door at all. Hello!
Hi, Jules.
Hello. How are you? I have news for you. It's quite important.
I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Lochmar.
I have heard of Lochmar. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
Oh? That's handy.
A popular gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Oh.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Lochmar. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of his popular television program. This site at Lochmar must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Pegram's gem is important, why don't you visit Lochmar?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly?
You've no idea where Ireland is, George. You're about to find out where Ireland is.
What do you know about Professor Pegram?
I've seen a television program, Pegram's Past. He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
I'll bet he'd be interested in the manuscript.
Probably would be. We should actually look at that.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Because we have this piece of news.
That's the tripod in the crew museum.
Yep, and that's pretty much all we can say. Well, there's not really much else to go on except the fact that we should probably just go.
I'll see you later.
Okay. Keep me informed if you find anything new.
We will. Let's go. Heroically out the door. To Ireland. To adventure. To mystery. To figuring out in George's case where Ireland is. I hope he doesn't try to catch the bus all the way to Ireland. It will be complicated. Very complicated. No, I'm pretty sure we can just use the airport. I wonder how much, spare money George has just lying around. There are a lot of locations we could potentially visit. But for now, we are on our way to Lochmar.
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Lochmar. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
So, pretty much we're stuck here for the time being. Let's have a look and see what's on the menu, shall we? Okay, whatever's on the menu is clearly not important to George whatsoever.
I tugged at the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside.
Fair enough. Ooh, there's this too. What does this do?
I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move.
It must be interesting being a character in a point-and-click adventure game, watching the protagonist just... The first thing you do is the first thing it does is when somebody turns up is they just start looking at everything, trying to open everything, and trying to take everything. Must look really odd. So we can go this way, we can also go that way, and there's also this person here. Let's talk to them. Hello!
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
We could identify ourselves as who we are, or we could claim to be Rosso. Let's be honest, shall we?
I'm George Stobart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister. A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam Maguire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, Maguire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
Well, clearly we need to ask him about that tissue at some point, but let's start talking about a clown.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmar, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see, and he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
I sort of don't think you're being sincere here.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Fair enough. Well, what do you know about him?
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, 'cause he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Fair enough.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Did he find any of that?
Do you know anything about Pegram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
I think you might have, which is why you asked to help.
Did anyone from the village work at the dig?
Pegram brought some students and bums with him. He reckoned no one in Lochmar would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
What does this Fitzgerald guy look like?
Big head, big ears, and face irons.
What?
You know, spectacles, glasses. He's blind as a bat without him.
Fair enough. Let's talk about the castle.
What can you tell me about the castle, Maguire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No, only...
What?
Oh, nothing.
No, go on.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No,
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
Then what is it?
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Lochmar.
The ghost?
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but me legs had lost their stuffing.
Okay.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
So... that's very vague.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Okay, time to show you this tissue.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Oh, fair enough.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on, I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
Oh, all right.
Gotcha. Neat, huh?
Didn't feel a thing.
I think you did. And I'm glad that there was someone at least that works on.
Do you recognize this matchbook, Maguire?
No, sir. I never seen it before in my life.
Fair enough.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Lifting drains.
Dead right. How did you know that?
Work experience course at school. That gives me a choice of going down the drains or up the chimney.
You're kidding.
Well, that's the first person who actually knows what it's for.
Take a look at this, Maguire.
It's an ID card. What of it?
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No.
Fair enough.
Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
That belongs to the killer clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry, I'm keeping this as evidence.
You should have told the cops.
I did. They weren't interested.
Just like in that movie.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
Fair enough. Thank you for your assistance.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
And with that, we shall actually go into the pub at some point. And who knows? Maybe we might find Fitzgerald in there. And when we come back, folks, we'll enter inside. So I'll catch you later, folks. And I'll catch you next time. And I'll see you then. Later.